Hello everyone, and welcome back to the beautiful city of Hamburg. It's been a while since I made my last video, and that's mostly because of all the exams and general Overwatch playing, but I'm finally back to show off to you the ending of the 2021 season. um, Quick disclaimer, I will admit that I have continued to play a little bit past this, but I've made saves at the appropriate times and will make videos talking about the situations at those specific times. Now, I wanted to start actually. I know I haven't showed you this in the previous seasons, but at the end of every season, there's actually a bit of a review that happens. It shows up in the news, and this season, I thought I would show that. So as you can see, we actually got some new players who were introduced into the overall best 11 squad. And what that means is that's basically it's a squad with the players who have performed the best for us throughout the entire history of like the game. So as you can see, this is actually what the game thinks has been our best players so far in all seasons. And we got Pierluigi Golini, our new goalkeeper who came from Atalanta. He actually made the cut and got in. I mean, this is just, it's so fantastic to see this on a free. Looking at him, I mean, I feel bad for the guy. He went from one season only conceding 31 goals to conceding 61, which is a bit of a downgrade maybe, but you know, he doesn't have the best defense in the world in front of him. Also, looking at his weight, where his value, I mean, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money that we could use, and getting a guy on a free and maybe selling him for 11 million, that's some solid profit there. But he was introduced. We also have Wagnerman, Van Drongelen, Everton, who left a long time ago. Um, I'll be honest, we sold him for 1.2 million. He had like two pretty decent seasons with us. Didn't play much in the second one, but 1.2 million. He was so old at that point. I mean, how old is he now? He's 32. Yeah, he was 30, and I was worried that we wouldn't get any better offers for him, and I thought that we could do better. Unfortunately, you know, now he's worth 4.1. I probably could have gotten a lot more from the Brazilian club. Aljon Fine is, of course, still here. He's fantastic. He keeps playing for Bayern, you know. Um, Played 15 games for them this season. It's pretty good. Not as good as he was for us though. Pedro Chirivella, of course, he's the star man in this squad right now. Five player of the matches this season, 7.37 average rating, fantastic player. Uh, Jeremy Dudziak, who I personally don't like at all. I think he's a terrible left back, and he is too limited in his midfield roles. You know, with a work rate of only 9, I don't expect him to do the pressing that I demand in my tactical setup. Um, in general, I try to play tactically quite close to how I would play with Liverpool, you know, and it's just because I love, of course, I love Liverpool and I know their tactics very well, but also it's my philosophy. I think you should play entertaining, fun football, and also it kind of, you know, if you always press for the ball, it kind of masks if your team is not very good technically. You know, you might have poor passers, but if you misplace a pass and then you immediately tackle the ball back, you know, tackle the ball, win it back, it kind of almost doesn't really matter if it was a failed pass, and that's kind of how I play. But with this guy then having such a bad work rate, it's not really possible to win the ball back, neither on the left side nor in the central midfield. So how he's here, I don't really know. We can check his stats. Played 20 matches for us last season, 3 goals, 4 assists. Decent. 10 matches this season, not as good. So, you know, he's probably on his way out. Up top we have, though, Kittel, Hinterseer, and Harnik, who left a while ago. I'm not going to go into details with them right now. Moving on, though, we can see the players of the season. So, our player of this was the team of the season. We got Hinman Kinsombincheve in there. Sean Harris, who I'll admit I got him in on a free. He's not old, but he's still kind of disappointed me. So I don't know what we're gonna do with him. He's just not good enough for the Bundesliga, is he? And he can only play as a central defender. I don't really see him going anywhere else. So if I can, I would love to loan him out next season, but we'll have to see, I guess. Pedro Chirivella, though, 75% of our fans voted for him as the player of the season. He's such a fantastic season. My God, well-rounded player. I wish he had better aerial ability. But overall, he's pretty well-rounded. Love him in the deep lying playmaker role. I'll be honest. Another player I would love to sign is actually Marko Grujic, who is a similar player. If we take a look at them side by side, where's Chirivella? There he is. We can see that he's kind of basically just as well rounded, if not more, better attacking, and especially the aerial ability. That's where Chirivella, I think, kind of falls flat. I tried to sign him before he went to Dinamo Zagreb because he's also a Liverpool player. He left Liverpool for 13.5 million, and that is a price I really wanted to sign him for. But unfortunately, we don't have the money. Now he's valued at 9.5, so hopefully in the future we'll be able to get in there and pick him up. And at 25, he's still got a long career ahead of him. So we'll see. We had the goal of the season came from Berkay Özkan. Let's have a quick look at that goal actually. Özkan, I want to play him. You can see in this match I tried to play him as a striker, but unfortunately, let's have a look. He's I don't really know how to fit him. He doesn't fit my style. Fantastic goal. Look at that. Oh, he's a good player, and hopefully we can sell him for a bit of money, but you never know. Signing of the season was Max Brandt. I'll be honest, I've never played him, so the game must have messed something up here. And young player of the season was Pedro Chirivella, still 23 years old. God, I hope we can sell him off for, if we could get 20-25 million for him, he's gone in a heartbeat. It would be so good. And then invest that into Marko Grujic instead. So, season review. I'll be honest, we kind of collapsed towards the end of the season. You can see we finished 8th in the Bundesliga and we got to the quarterfinal in the DFB Pokal. We lost pretty handily against Schalke, if I remember correctly. In fact, let's go back to the schedule and we can see we can filter. If we start with the DFB Pokal, yeah, we beat Eintracht Braunschweig in extra time, which is a bit ridiculous how it got to that stage, but sometimes that happens. Beat Bochum pretty handily, and then we beat Hanover in extra time. But unfortunately, in the quarterfinal, we came up against Schalke, and yeah, they really hammered us. Honestly, Schalke is a bit of a bogey team for us because I feel like every time we play against them, we lose, which is a bit strange. But looking at the Bundesliga, this is where this is the interesting part. If we look in the beginning of the season, we had some losses, but we beat Borussia Mönchengladbach. We only lost to Leipzig 2-1. We drew against Schalke, but we beat Leverkusen, Freiburg. We got destroyed by Mainz. Don't remember. I think Robin Quaison was actually, yeah, he was really good in this match. We actually drew against Bayern Munich, which was a really great moment. Lewandowski scoring two goals in the 18th and 19th minute. Just Lewandowski things. But look at this. Sonny Kittel had a fantastic match for us. Beat Bremen, absolutely wrecked Hertha, but then unfortunately got absolutely destroyed by Dortmund. Dortmund also, by the way, I think actually won the league in Football Manager this year, so wasn't very strange. But anyway, around after halfway through the season, looking at this point, we had been playing pretty well, quite a bit of green. The second half, though, I don't. I mean, I hadn't played for a while, so I don't know if it had something to do with that. But I did an update, and after that, I just felt like the team collapsed. We were up in fifth place, if I remember correctly, around this point. But then, these losses and draws killed us. It was just a terrible moment when we lost to Schalke 4-1, destroyed by Bremen 5-0. I was really worried at this point that we would not, and Hertha 0-3. Hertha is a team that we beat in the first part of the season 5-1, and then we lose 3-0. I have no idea what happened. We could only pick up, some points against the kind of crappier clubs, sorry for saying, but I mean losing is Paderborn as well. It was not good. So going back, as you can see, the league position, we were up in fifth place around here, but after the half of the season, we just kept dropping off, and we finished in eighth. Um, and of course, I said that our goal, or what the board was expecting, was that we were going to avoid relegation, and we did that. That was really, really well done. No problem. Really happy to avoid relegation. But my goal was top 10, top half, and we did those things. It's just that when we were so close to qualifying for Europe, uh, it's really it's really hard, you know. So anyway, looking at the squad then, let's see. Well, first off, let's maybe look at the Bundesliga in total. As you can see, we finished just outside of Europe. They're going to introduce this in the real world as well, but they haven't done it yet. They're making a new European competition, so they're going to have Champions League, then the Europa League, and then the Europa League 2 or whatever. There's no real name for it yet, so in Football Manager they just call it Euro Cup 2. But that's why Eintracht Frankfurt, or the seventh placed team, actually gets a position as well. So as you can see, we were so close. But, we were lucky to be where we were. -8 goal difference, the top half, that's almost impressively bad. But at least we were better than, Union Berlin or Paderborn. Uh, as you can also see, Lucas Hinterseer was actually the top goal scorer in the Bundesliga, which was a really nice surprise when I noticed it. Um, he's not he's not the type of striker I want to keep for very long. Looking at him, he's 30 years old, and still I do he's a guy who works really hard. That's the only redeeming quality for him, but he misses so many chances. I mean, look at his shot on target percentage here. In all competitions, it's 52%. 52%. He hits it like every second time. Look at Alcacer. Well, actually, he has 51%, so maybe it's not that bad. But it definitely feels bad. Yeah, and Lewandowski has 60%. No, I'm just not I'm not happy with it. Even though he's the top goal scorer, I realize how stupid this might sound, but a lot of his goals, admittedly, were from penalties. He took penalties, and I think that is why he is so high up. In his performances, though, 7.10 is not the best average rating in the world, especially when you play as the lone striker. I mean, we don't really have wingers who score, so we need more goals than 20 in that case. And he's not going to do that for us. So it's definitely a position I'm going to look into, this striker position for next season. Otherwise, if we look at the selection info, as you can see, most of our goals came from Hintersir with 20. We were lucky to have Xavier, Amaechi, and Warapakia playing. Those were the ones I put on the wings, the youngsters. Amaechi only 20 years old, and Pakia is 19. So they're developing, they're scoring goals, but they're not good enough. Not for the Bundesliga. And next season, I'm not going to give them as much time, I think. I think we need to get in some better players and loan them out to second Bundesliga teams or something, because it's really costing us to develop these youngsters ourselves. It's costing us points that we just can't lose. We don't have enough money as it is, and getting into Europe is really what we have to do to survive financially. Otherwise, we have Bobby Wood. He played only 5 matches, or 10 matches if you count substitutes. 4 goals, 2 assists. Fantastic player. Definitely not worth the 57,000 a week, though. You know, he's earning 9.1% of the entire club's wage bill. I would love to keep him, but there is no chance that he can justify that amount of money. It's just not possible. 6.78 average rating in the Bundesliga, 9 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist. Yeah, you can hear why I'm not so happy with him. Sonny Kittel has done well. 4 goals, 8 assists. Like him. I think he's gonna stay here actually. I've had a hard time figuring out what I want to play him as, but I think he's gonna be our main left winger for the future. He uh, he is decent. We could definitely do better, but we could also definitely do worse. Hopefully, at 10.25 million valued valuation, we could maybe sell him off as well. You never know. Yes, looking down though, some of the better performers. Dudziak had some good matches, but still don't like him. Chirivella, of course, had a fantastic season, 7.38 average rating. Yeah, and Aaron Hunt as well. Looking at who's going to leave the club, well, let's have a look here. Contracts. The people who expire very soon, Bobby Wood and Aaron Hunt. Good riddance, honestly. Aaron Hunt, I know that he's the club captain and everything, but look at this guy's physicals. Man, 4 strength, this is just kind of pathetic. 35 years old, no chance that he's going to play another season with us. He's way, way past it. And also, like I said, Bobby Wood, I would love to keep him, but unfortunately he is too expensive, and I hope someone else will hopefully just buy him from us, but probably they're just going to try to sign him on a free then, I guess. But yeah, last thing I wanted to show is just the finances. As you can see, we got the prize money now, which was something like 60 million or whatever. And we really needed that because we were down. We were 11 million almost in the minus. So this is gonna keep us afloat at least for another season. But we gotta find some way that we can make more money more consistently. This was last season. We just about made it. We scraped by. And then was the start of this season, and as you can see, that just put us in the minus. Now, of course, we get more money now, but as we get better players, this curve is going to get steeper as well, and we don't want to be in the minus. So that's really a problem that we'll have to, I think, focus on and try to deal with in the next few years. Hopefully, getting into Europe will alleviate that and completely keep us safe. But you never know. You can't bank on getting Europe. But yeah, maybe injuries. As you can see, Almaty, unfortunately, even though he had quite a lot of goals, he missed a lot of the season, 30% of the season, 7 weeks, due to injuries, which is not the best. But he's developing. He's getting better. I like him. Hopefully, he'll be a top player for us. But yeah, that was everything for me. Thank you very much for watching. Next time, I'll be back for the preview of next season, and yeah, hopefully we can talk about some transfers. I think there's going to be a lot of transfer work done because, God, this team needs a big shakeup. We can't have another collapse like we had this season. So look forward to that, I guess. But anyway, yes, thank you very much and see you next time.